Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Too many days have passed since the last time I talked Portland Trail Blazers. I love their draft. I loved their draft. I loved the trade for Jeremy Grant. I think they're honestly doing a phenomenal job. They're doing a phenomenal job. We're going to talk a little bit about everything in this video. I like making videos like this. I like making these low-key vids. If you guys want to hear my thoughts on like Kyrie Irving, KD, stuff like that, check out my daily live NBA show with Ciro Asio. The link's going to be in the bio. It'll also be pinned in the comment section. But today we're talking about Portland. And let me just start off with Shaedon Sharpe, because this is a cat who, he entices me a lot. I understand that he didn't play in college. I understand that there was concern. There still is concern. Like, is he even good? Let me tell you one thing. He's good, bro. He is very freaking good. And heading into the draft, from Portland's standpoint, I really wanted them to select Dyson Daniels at number 7. I did not anticipate Keegan to get picked at 4. I didn't think Ivy would go all the way till 5. The draft surprised me in a lot of ways. And I think that the Blazers not trading away pick number 7 for OG Anunoby, it's just fine. It's completely fine. Because here's the thing right now. You got Jeremy Grant, which was a phenomenal trade, and we'll talk about that in a second. But Shaedon Sharpe, he's in that one class. He's in the class right below, to me, Paolo, Chet, and Jabari, where I think Shaedon is going to help contribute immediately right out of the get-go. And his potential, there's star potential there. When I think of a guy like Keegan Murray, I don't really view him as a possible star, a possible superstar. When I think of Shaedon Sharpe and his swagger, his athleticism, he keeps growing. I think, honestly, his potential is through the roof. So at this point, he's about 6'4" and a half. He has almost 7-foot wingspan, 6'11" and a half wingspan, I'm pretty sure is what they measured him in at. And that's just great. That is great. So he can play the small forward. And if you still don't think he can play the small forward, this man has an 8'7" standing reach. 8'7" standing reach. So the defensive potential is there immediately. It's there immediately. And when I think of this Blazers roster, I really like what they've been doing. Ever since the trade deadline last year, some of the moves they made at the trade deadline last year, like CJ McCollum, Norman Powell. I think getting rid of Norman was awesome. He looked great when he first got to Portland, and for some reason, I don't know if it was his effort, his energy, injury, I don't really know what it was, but it wasn't the same Norman Powell as when he first arrived. CJ McCollum is dope, but you have a young up-and-coming gem in Anthony Simons, and CJ McCollum, what's his contract? $33.6 million, so it makes a ton of sense. And heading into free agency, this is the week of free agency, I think it officially opens up on Friday, they're going to make moves. They don't need to be the flashiest. They don't need to be the craziest. Shaedon Sharpe is a guy who's going to be stronger immediately. He's going to be stronger and more talented starting now to his NBA debut. So there's a lot of upside right there. Damian Lillard's going to be mentoring him as well. If I'm the Portland Trail Blazers, which, by the way, they just had apparently executive rival executive GMs, however the hell that sentence works out, grammatically, move on. Oh, my goodness gracious. I just caused myself to lose my train of thought. What I'm trying to talk about here, executive rival, executive GMs. Oh, my God. You get the frickin' gist. Nurkic and Simons are back. That was not difficult. They're both back. They're both expected to be back from rival GMs. There we go. It only took a minute, right? It only took a minute. So that's good. And I think re-signing Nurkic is in the Blazers' best bet. If there's one, the only possible scenario I could see is if you get maybe Rudy Gobert to Toronto in a 3-team trade with the Pacers, and you're able to get Miles Turner onto Portland. I don't think Portland should look into even at all DeAndre Ayton. I think he is not max worthy in my opinion, and even if he was max worthy, that sounds like a player. Max Worthy. Sounds like James Worthy's kid. I wonder what James Worthy's kid is. God damn. I apologize. I'm all over the place right now. I'm amped up. I'm excited. I'm talking Blazers. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon here in the nice city of Chicago, in my mom's basement. So I'm in the suburbs of Chicago, and we're talking Portland basketball. It doesn't get better than that. I'd re-sign Nurkic because I think for his price point, if he can just stay healthy, he's all you need. He's all you need. What did we see with the Warriors just winning the finals? Do you necessarily need all these crazy 7'2" agile centers? No. DeAndre Ayton, how did he do in the playoffs? Shit the bad. So, Simons, Nurkic, those are great pickups, or great re-signs, I should say. I'm a little worried about the Damian Lillard, Anthony Simons backcourt because defensively, I don't need to explain it. Defensively, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be great. So, if I am the Portland Trailblazers, and Jeremy Grant's defense is all right. It's all right, but he's no clamp. If I'm the Portland Trailblazers, I am targeting almost like 3-and-D type players. But I'd specifically target more defensive players and more defensive wings, actually. I would look for defensive wings. Josh Hart's money. Josh Hart is money for this team. I mean, they just guaranteed his contract a couple of days ago, if I'm not mistaken, and that was huge, bro. Josh Hart is a jack of all trades. And I don't think until you have Josh Hart on your roster, you can fully understand and fully appreciate what Josh Hart provides basketball teams with. Because he does everything. And even if Josh Hart's having a bad night, even if he's having a bad night, his energy's always there. You never look at Josh Hart and you're like, damn, like this guy's like down bad, like shit, what's going on with him? Like he needs to figure it out. Josh Hart, coaches probably absolutely adore this cat. They probably adore him because he's great. He's a great defender. He can guard multiple players. He could play a couple of different positions. He can shoot down a three. He's not a bum on offense. Like, he's what you want. And then you got Shaedon Sharpe, Jeremy Grant. I'm hoping, I don't know what their roster entirely is going to look like next season. I am hoping you get guys like Keon Johnson back, obviously. Nazir Little is extremely underrated. I think Nazir Little is extremely underrated, and he's another one of those players, almost like the entire Blazers roster, where unless you're a Blazers fan or unless you are just like an active, hardcore NBA guy, like I get paid to do this, so I'm trying to get on my X's and O's. Like when I look at the Blazers and when I read articles, I watch videos, I see the hype. It makes so much sense to me, bro. This team is so unbelievably underrated, and you factor in Damian Lillard is still that guy. He never wasn't that guy, and he was injured last season. I think people are downplaying Damian Lillard and the value he brings, not Blazers fans, but the national media is downplaying Damian Lillard's impact on the Portland Trailblazers and in general just because he got injured. Literally just because he got injured and hasn't played basketball. And I guess that's not the craziest reason, like to just kind of forget, oh, damn, Damian Lillard is really good at basketball. He's a stud, bro. He's a stud. And something I talked about pre-draft which is why I was actually an advocate of trading away the number 7 pick at times. If the package made sense, I would have traded the 7th pick. My guess is, and you see this in the NBA, the new CBA goes into effect, was it $50 billion next season? Teams are going to be required to spend at least like $15 million, or you were in 2016. And so you have a lot of teams just playing it very, very, very safe. Very safe, because money is about to change like crazy. Contracts are about to change like crazy next season. You're going to see guys like Mozgov, 4 years, $60 million. You're going to see those Chandler Parsons, 4 year, $80 million. You're going to see a lot of those deals next year. So, from Portland's standpoint, I'm being on the aggressive because I'm trying to retain Damian Lillard. I have some cap space, so I'm not trying to completely shaft my roster, but I know these players are going to be a lot more expensive next season. So if you got the opportunity to re-sign Simons, you got the opportunity to re-sign Nurkic, you got Jeremy Grant. When can they extend him? Is it 6 months from now? I don't know if they will or plan on extending him, but I think it's like 6 months from now. Basically, Portland is in a good spot right now because you're extremely flexible as far as cap goes. You're very financially flexible. So you could try and make a couple splashes this offseason, which I don't anticipate them doing because they're getting their guys. I'm thinking more 3-and-D players. Guys like Lou Dort. I think Lou Dort would be a very solid pickup, very solid acquisition for this Blazers squad. I think he would fit perfectly, actually. I think they should sign Lou Dort. But you don't want to break the bank entirely because of money next season. So Portland's in kind of a win-all position right now because you're still making your moves. You got Shaedon Sharpe, a very high upside player. You re-signed your boys. You made a trade for Jeremy Grant. Maybe there's another trade in the works. Maybe you give up your 2025 first-round draft pick from Milwaukee and maybe a cat like Keon Johnson. But I like Keon Johnson. I'm not saying trade Keon Johnson. But you got guys like just super low-key, guys like Nazir Little, guys like Justice Winslow is really good at basketball. He's really good at basketball. Trendon Watford. I don't think any non-Blazer fans know who Trendon Watford is. He's good at basketball. So we'll see what they end up doing. Eric Bledsoe, $19 million contract, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll see what they decide to do with him, if they're going to try to unload him, if they're going to just eat up the set. I don't know what's going to go on with Eric Bledsoe, but I'm not here to act like Eric Bledsoe is a bum because he can knock down threes, he can run an offense, and he can play some defense. So Blazers are in a good financial versatility spot and just the overall roster versatility spot. So I'm targeting defensive wings. I don't think Bradley Beal is the best choice. I don't think DeAndre Ayton is the best choice for these guys. So let me know what you guys think. I'm only a couple videos in making Blazers, but if you guys like daily NBA videos, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Blazer Nation, it's Rip City, idiot. It's Rip City. Rip City, if you guys are watching this video right now and you want more Blazers content, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to watch this video, and have a blessed week.